Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, in the sidelines as well. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Golden State. They're right now in the 8th spot in the conference here in the early part of the season. And, of course, Portland sitting there 4 spots below. Now Golden State's starting 5. Butler is the 4, and Green operates as the small ball center. A pair of shooters at the guards, Curry and Hield, and Richard. And for the Trailblazers, they've got Jeremy Grant. He's out there with Toumani Camara. Avdia out there with Donovan Clingan. And it's Sissoko in at the 2. We're good ways into the season at this point, Tim, and most of the quality teams now have found their flow, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, lineups for the most part are set. Rotations have found their way for coaching staffs. You know exactly how you're going to try to play every night. The teams that are struggling to this point probably have some bigger issues behind the scenes.
But you can have the same names on the jersey, but every season, am I right, is different.
Every locker room is different, every supporting cast, and even the vibe of every season has a different feel to it.
And slam dunk by Camara.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You've got to love the effort. That's big time.
Three-pointer, Butler, rebounded by Camara. To the inside. They swipe it. Hield left side. From the arc. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
Master Grant. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Their last encounter was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, and what a gut-wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
And Tim, it came out this past summer that the Trailblazers were for sale.
And with the entirety of the proceeds of that sale going to charitable causes, and with franchise value skyrocketing league-wide, a lot of good is going to come from this transfer.
So it's the Warriors now, following the miss by Jeremy Grant. Hield finds Curry, 4 on the shot clock. Here's Green. Here's Hield. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And very quietly, Hield is one of the best three-point shooters in our league, as dangerous as they come.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Tim, some forget, prior to the success of Stephen Curry, the Warriors were not considered a top-tier franchise.
Well, before he arrived in 2009, this was one of the lowest all-time winning percentages, but they have built a dynasty, and they are now considered one of the most valuable franchises in all of sports.
And so here is Golden State. Portland making their last shot. Butler against Grant. And yes, it's good.
Finally able to knock one down. Hopefully the lid is off the basket.
Pass to Camara. Back to Avdia. And finished off by Avdia.
And Kevin, he had an opening to the bucket and took full advantage on that.
Greg, he didn't waste any time making up his mind. That was going to be a flush all the way. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Hey, Jeremy Grant began his career as an activity role player, but he's been adding layers. He said at the start, whatever I needed to do to get on the court, whether it was defense, rebounding, blocking shots, I was going to do it. I wanted to see what I was capable of, so I put a lot of work in expanding my role. Guys?
Thank you, Allie. Moses Moody, he's checked in for the Warriors. Podziemski's coming in for Hield. Here's Avdia. Here's Clingan.
I tell you, not only does Clingan set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
Pass to Podziemski. Inside. Here's Green. Over to the wing. Outside Curry. Butler, a screen on Avdia. It's Curry outside. Portland grabs the miss. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
Well, that's a great point, and you can also add poor communication. The rotations were slow and sometimes not even there at all.
Here's Podziemski. Trailblazers knocking down the tray. Pass to Moody. Outside Butler. Shoots over Kamara. And again, no good by Golden State.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
You know, Greg, being a two-way player got Jeremy Grant into the NBA. But now he's grown even more.
Yeah, early on in his career, he was often the primary defender on elite scorers. Then he added scoring to his game in Detroit, becoming an effective two-way player.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And some changes here for the Warriors. Al Horford's checked in for Draymond Green. Kuminga comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Stephen Curry. Now here is Horford. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And Kuminga gets it to go.
We often talk about the great physical tools that Kuminga has, and now he's adding that to his game.
Left side, Avdia. To the middle. Clinging with it, working on Horford. Here's Avdia. A three-pointer, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Moody, the bounce pass. Pass to Kuminga. And here's Melton. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Horford, good.
And folks, this is Horford in his zone. Wasn't going to let that opportunity slip away.
Avdia, the pass to Grant. Over Kuminga. Nice defense from Kuminga. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Trailblazers out in front, leading by 8. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
And their ball movement has been next level. When your team is playing unselfishly like this, that is tough to beat.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Brandon Podziemski. Horford is out there with Butler. Then there's Moses Moody. And it's Kuminga in at the 3 spot. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
The international flavors has continued to boom in the NBA, and a big part of that moving forward, guys, is going to be Yang Hansen. He's going to be the driver of millions and millions of viewers abroad, and so for Portland, for the NBA, Yang Hansen's going to be a player to keep a very close eye on.
Crossing over the borders. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. Now, here's Butler. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota. He gets it in there.
Well, this is what Butler does to you. He puts it on the floor and goes hard at the defense.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Love. And how about we check the numbers for Toumani Camara?
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upward for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Kuminga, screen on Sharp. Pass to Horford. Here's Moody. And it's off from 3-point range. Cooper goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
And now this offense feels like they can just do whatever they want.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. So both teams making some changes here. And while we've got a moment, let's check out the best defenses in the NBA. Number 5, the Warriors.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Podziemski. Outside Curry. Green, the screen. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Podziemski's shot is good. Podziemski's got himself on the board with 3 there. Tim, when you think about how the game is currently being played, how hard do you think it is to defend?
It's a lot tougher than it used to be because you have much more ground to cover defensively with the number of three-point shooters that are on the floor, plus the number of guys that understand how to draw fouls.
And the league changes, don't they, in the way they officiate, so that is kind of an ever-changing way to grasp what you do on the defensive end.
Yeah, the league has tried to help defenders, give them a little bit more leeway because of how difficult it is to defend this level of skill.
Donovan Clingan, he's checked in for Portland. Outside Butler. Back to Curry, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. On Thursday, they'll take on Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings.
And for their matchup with Orlando, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Now, here's Sharp. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And not just an athlete. Sharp is very crafty with the ball in his hand.
Here's Curry, trailing by 10. Some nice passing by Golden State. And it's Butler missing.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Free throw line jump shot. Sharp, that's good. Sharp's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, making it look routine. This is why Sharp's guys encourage him to look for that shot.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. The Warriors are trying to maximize what Steph Curry has left. Coach Kerr said, quote, "What we're watching with Steph is one of the greatest artists of all time in his twilight. What can we do to give him the best chance to perform, to make the game easier for him?" That's where we are. Kevin, back over to you.
Looking to stay in the mix. Allie, we thank you very much. And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Grant is checked in for Sharp.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Sissoko. His last outing with 20 points. Grant outside. 6 to shoot. Pass to Sissoko. Puts one up from 19. Clingan's shot is off.
And he can't let that get to him. He should have made it, but he's got to focus on the next one.
Tim, walk me down the Donovan Clingan pick at number 7 in the 2024 draft. What do you think the thinking was there?
Well, Kevin, I just think people viewed him as a winner, a 2-time collegiate champion, and then most importantly, that rare young big man that wants to play center and anchor the paint.
Pass to Grant. Here's Sissoko. Good on the three-point shot. Sissoko's got the lead up to 13 now for the Trailblazers.
This is what the coaches want from Grant. Move the ball, get assists, and be a cog for their offense.
Buries the long-range jumper. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Trailblazers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter, over 60% shooting. Here's Sissoko, covered by Heel. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Al Horford is checked in for Golden State.
Number 20, Al Horford.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half. Richard covered by Kamara. Curry with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. Pass to Grant. And here's Avdia. Back to Grant. Clock at 4. Over Green. No good from Grant.
And that's a blown opportunity in close. He'd sure like to have that one back.
And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie? Hey, Allie, thank you so much for that interview. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with you for the second half of the game right after this.
They're measuring up the shot.
Hello, everybody. Maybe a bit of a surprise in this one, but what a fantastic first half we witnessed for the Portland Trailblazers.
Hey, living in the paint is good living. Take it from me.
Yeah, this team doesn't settle. They're aggressive and they're physical. It's impressive to watch.
And time now to swing it around as we take a look at the upcoming schedule.
And you know, for that matchup with the Suns, coin toss.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. And we've seen Deni Avdia really having a great game.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
And what more can you ask of him? That is helping out your team.
Now here's Curry. Still scoreless. Toumani Camara is out there with Grant. Then there's Klingon. Then it's Deni Avdia. And it's Sissoko in at the shooting guard. So that's who Chauncey Billups starts the second half with. Pass to Sissoko. Back to Avdia. Here's Kamara. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. To the hoop, Butler. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Butler's got 8 points.
That is a strong move by Butler. So tough in there.
Pass to Klingon. Now Avdia. And there's the drive. Lays it up off the glass. He's got 9.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Now here's Butler. He's got 8. Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Its enemies a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Outside Butler. Richard, he's covered by Grant. Pass to Butler. 5 on the clock. Curry outside. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingon's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, after nailing the first 3 out of the break, you can give him a pass for not making that one as well.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Now, here's Butler. 11 points in the game. Here's Curry. It's deflected.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Grant outside. Pass to Kamare. Outside, Avdia. Shot clock at 6. The shot from the low post is good. And it's a 10-point Trailblazer lead.
Well, they're winning this game in large part due to how efficient he's been, and it's why they'll continue to go to him.
Jim, you wouldn't know it now. Kamara, a late second-round pick back in 2023.
Well, Kevin, he's proven himself now. His defense is what first stood out, but now his offense has taken a leap forward.
Shots checked in for the Trailblazers. Moses Moody, he's checked in for the Warriors. Podziemski's coming in for Hield. Here's Curry with the three. The three ball from Curry.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Back to Sharp. Butler against Grant. To the paint. It's deflected. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Pass to Moody. Butler feeling out of it. Green with a screen on Grant. Butler from outside. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingen's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Grant. Now Kamara. The Trailblazers working the ball around now. Sissoko, no good. Butler passes to Curry. Back to Butler. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Let's quickly bring up the 2K leaderboard for a look at the top free throw shooters among point guards. Third is Stephen Curry.
They are as reliable at the free throw line as you're going to find in this league. And that's something we've come to expect from the point guard position.
Well, the numbers these guys are putting up are off the charts, and I think point guards historically have always played a major role in what you do from the free throw line.
Both teams will make substitutions. Trailblazers leading by 9. Pass to Sissoko. Now, here's Sean. Misses the 3. Now, Moody. Nothing on the board. Podziemski finds Curry. Horford sets a screen for Curry. And a miss there on the triple. For Portland, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Moody. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Portland.
Credit them for not settling. I mean, they've been in attack mode off the dribble all game long, and thus far, it's paying off.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Stephen Curry. Yang, guarded by Horford. And it's sent back by Horford.
And still capable of being your defensive anchor. Horford is excellent at positioning himself to block shots.
Here's Sharp. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Yeah, just throw it up there and let Kuminga do the rest. What an athlete.
Here's Sharp. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Danny Avdia. He's been the guy making things happen for the Trailblazers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, he knows it's a team effort. It's about finding the best shot, not just his shot.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. They've got Horford. Jimmy Butler is out there with Kuminga. Then there's Moses Moody. And there's Podziemski in at the point.
Jimmy Butler.
First one falls for him. You know, Tim, they say you can't measure hard, but Jimmy Butler, he plays with a lot of heart. He is non-stop.
Well, you could talk about his skill level and IQ, but Kevin, what you love about Butler is his competitive will, and he saves his best for the postseason.
Now, here's Sharp. Murray outside. Clock is at 3. Here's Rupert. Al Horford with the rebound. The Warriors trailing. Podziemski with it. Down low. To take the lead, Horford finds Podziemski. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
Not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
Pass to Sharp. Avdia with a screen for Sharp. Here's Rupert, defended by Moody. Murray against Butler. Rupert, rebound by Butler. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Now here's Butler. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Inside. And the basket by Rupert. Rupert's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Warriors shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Both teams deciding to change it up. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team, and Coach had a very specific message for his guys. He said, quote, "Control what we can control. Play our game, and the rest will take care of itself." Solid message, if you ask me.
Thank you once again, Allie. Yep, it counts.
The defense was there offering resistance, but Green, as usual, was up to the challenge.
Back to Avdia. Pass to Kamare. To the wing on the left. Now, here's Avdia. Guarded by Kerr. Puts it up. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
And that is great leadership. He certainly has that clutch gene that every team needs.
Podziemski, good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Podziemski's got the lead up to 3 now for the Warriors. Here's Sissoko. Now Grant. And here's Avdia. Holy cow! What a bailout!
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And some changes here for the Warriors. Richards has checked in, and it's Buddy Hield in for Brandon Podziemski. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Now Butler. That's off.
Well, coaches really appreciate when guys defend with that kind of effort. Just a fantastic job protecting the rim.
Ah, it's good!
And that is Grant accepting that leadership role, which includes hitting big shots just like that.
Here's Green. Butler outside. There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Jumper is off. Now Avdia. Grant on the wing. Defended by Butler. Book it.
And this team counts on Grant in those big moments, and you can see why you give them the results.
Avdia against Curry. Cleared away by Avdia.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Hield on the double team. Here's Grant. From outside. No good there. Now Butler.
And Jimmy Butler earning himself another whistle. He knows how to draw contact.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within two. And so Butler nails both of them.
Now, this team knows they can rely on him in these situations. He is so consistent at the free throw line.
Grant against Butler. Now Avdia. The three is off, and we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game, and he wants to be prepared. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
I am really curious to see what he's got in store here.
Remember that one, guys, a difference maker.
What a big-time shot. Those are the moments you dream about as a kid.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
I am really curious to see what he's got in store here.
Now, here's Grant. It falls!
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's gonna happen. How is this thing gonna play out?
Well, folks, that's gonna do it for now. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Deni Avdia.